Welcome to the Country Hipster Podcast. My name is Paul. I am the Country Hipster. This is bonus episode number 3. That music you just heard was the Unholy Foreigner, super fucking biggest hit ever, called Dirty Knife, made famous by the Country Hipster Podcast.
As heard on.
As heard on the Country Hipster Podcast. To my left is my brother and co-host Adam. And real quick, the only business we're doing in season 2 is Ottsville Record Garage business, and it is July, and they officially have a new promo code, a podcast specific promo code, and that is 2 TWO. Get you 15% off at OttsvilleRecordGarage.com, and it is 2 before season 2.
That's right. I remember you were telling me this, and I was like, "Oh, we should have made it TOO for some reason." But TWO.
TWO is the podcast specific promo code on OttsvilleRecordGarage.com. So I just want to say, so far, like, we've had the 2 bonus episodes, and I've really enjoyed them. I did mine solo episode, and then your solo episode, which, by the way, good fucking job on that, man. It was pretty funny.
Was it?
Yeah, your episode was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time.
I was worried that, like, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know what to fucking talk about. So I'm like, Paul carries the show. Like, Paul's picture's on the fucking sticker. So I was like, oh shit. So I was like, at certain points, I felt like I was talking very fast. No, I was like, oh, this is gonna be.
I gotta say, it's the best your audio has been.
Yeah. Thank you, Apple iPhones.
There you go. Which actually, did you watch the video or did you just listen to it?
No, I did. I like the shit you threw
really
on top
stuff
of it.
there. Yeah, did you like the little comments I made about you being my good choice?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Cool. Yeah, no. So if you actually haven't seen Adam's bonus episode, go check it out. Especially if you have a chance to watch it on video on YouTube or Spotify. There's little notes that I put in there as I was editing it just to fuck around with it, which was fun. If you're just listening to this, cool. Thanks for listening. If you want to see what we look like, go ahead and check it out on Spotify video and as well as YouTube.
Okay, you say if you want to see what we look like as I'm sitting here just like contorting my face on the fucking video.
So we also have, we're doing this bonus episode. There might be one more bonus episode before we actually launch season 2. I'm not sure. I got some stuff brewing in my brain. It's just got to see if we can work it out.
So much bonus, so little time.
So much bonus, so little time. But there is additional YouTube exclusive bonus content of the Country Hipster Podcast. If you remember,
which Paul told me about that I forgot about, so I have to check it out now.
There you go. So if you guys remember, if you've been listening to all of season 1 of the Country Hipster Podcast, go check out, it's a random record episode. I actually forget which episode number it is. I know we did it in March. So we're going to say it's probably in the 40s.
Episode 52.
Episode 52. It's in the 50s.
And it was March 21st.
March 21st, we released it. Okay, so there is an episode 52, which is a random record episode of the Goo Goo Dolls, Dizzy Up the Girl, which features Megan, who is a fiddle player for a band called the Natterjacks. She's a very gifted Irish dancer, as well as her and I have started playing some music together as well. So she told me about this before. She came up with a list of like the Gen Z perspective of the albums that we're talking about. She's the first year of Gen Z, so she's Gen Z eligible. So she just came up with this list of like what she thought of the albums, and
she wearing a Leonard Skinner t-shirt.
She's wearing a Leonard Skinner t-shirt. Yeah. Adam's looking at it right now. So she started recording these videos and basically giving the Gen Z perspective of the Country Hipster Podcast season 1 and the albums that we talked about. So that is only on our YouTube page. So look up the Country Hipster Podcast on YouTube. Go to our playlist, and you will see the Gen Z specific playlist there which has all of the content with Megan. Right now there's only 1 episode up, but we'll be getting more up as things go along, but that is only on YouTube. And while you're at it, go back and check out more episodes from season 1. You got 64 to choose from, and then now 3 bonus episodes, which brings us to what we're talking about here. This is a bonus episode. So this was I don't know if this was completely your idea or if I melded it from some of your ideas, because you've been throwing out like a lot of like decent ideas for bonus content.
I know for a fact that like your top of mine and your bottom of mine was my idea.
Right. Okay. Yep.
I think,
which makes sense. Yeah.
I think this may have been like, I may have had like a slight idea,
Mhm.
and then you
Tweaked it a bit.
tweaked it to make it what it is.
So I know one of your ideas, which I thought was a really good idea, except that, like, especially now in retrospect, I don't even know how we could have fucking done it. What it was the idea you had where we would like learn one song from each of the album and play them and record them. Like, dude, that would have never worked.
Well, it was, my idea was either learn a song from each of the albums, or to just make basically what we're going to do here, and just make a set list based off of the album.
Yes. So what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but yeah. So not necessarily one from everything, but like a 10-song set list from all the albums.
Well, yeah, no, that would have made sense too. I didn't think of that. But what we do have for you is this is going to be called the Country Hipster Playlist. So what we did here, again, from Adam's idea, we kind of tweaked a little bit. So we took both of our 25, so all 50 records. We didn't include the random records or Christmas or anything like that. So we didn't include those episodes. But we took all 50 records. Adam picked his 5 favorite songs from all 50 records. I've picked my 5 favorite songs from all 50 records. And then we've done the same with our least favorite songs, where we're going to compile and make into one set list or playlist called the Country Hipster Playlist. And it'll be available on Spotify. It'll be available on Apple Music. Excuse me. And I am going to make a YouTube playlist of it as well, so you can listen musically to the Country Hipster podcast as well, like at least what our favorites were and whatnot. So we just thought it'd be kind of cool, kind of neat to do that.
I have to figure out how to make like a public playlist on Apple Music, but I will.
Yeah, I know how to do it on Spotify. I could probably figure it out on Apple Music, and I don't know how to do it on YouTube. So we're talking about how we're going to do all this shit, and maybe they'll be there, maybe they won't. But we will have links posted for them on our social media, as well as on the episode as well. We'll put them down. Make sure that you can look in the descriptions of the episodes and see the links that we have there, so you can copy and paste them or click on them if it comes up as URL. In the descriptions with whichever you're listening to this podcast on. So we're gonna get into it, man. The Country Hipster Playlist. Adam, we're gonna start with your 5 favorites, and then we'll get into my 5 favorites. So
sorry, I was just trying to bullshit, see if I could figure it out, but I can't at the moment. So I'll figure it out later.
That's all right. So what are your 5 favorite songs? And if you want to get into why or whatnot, that's up to you. But what are your top 5?
My top 5, I have "Here's Looking at You, Kid" by the Gaslight Anthem. I think I talked about it on the episode. I would consider the Gaslight Anthem's 59 Sound my current favorite album, and I would consider "Here's Looking at You, Kid" my favorite song currently. So I had to include that one. "Punk Rock Girl" from Dead Milkmen off of Beelzebub, whatever the fuck Paul tried to pronounce it. Beelzebub. Just a great song. I've loved that song for forever. Paul introduced me to that song. I think I heard you and Susan play that probably somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also have "King of Carrot Flowers" Part 1 by Nutrimilk Hotel off of "In an Aeroplane Over the Sea." Again, just another song that I've always loved. I've loved for a while. "Poison Oak" by Bright Eyes off of "I'm Wide Awake It's Morning." I think I talked about it on the album. That's my favorite song off that album. And I wanted to include something off of that album because it's the only band that we both had on our 25s.
Yes.
So I figured I'll include one from yours and not mine.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that because yours sucked. Yeah, Digital Ash is a horrible album.
You liked the one song that I would put. You said you liked the one song off Digital Ash that I would add to the playlist. Okay. If I wasn't going to do Poison Oak.
Here's what I'm going to say about the Digital Ash episode is that I was fucking wasted drunk when we did that because we did the Bob Dylan episode before that. And
oh yeah, that's right. That was a
yeah. So I don't remember anything we said on Digital Ash to the point where like I was listening to it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad that I stopped. I actually never made it through the whole Digital Ash episode.
You said you like the song "Light Pollution."
Okay, yeah. Sure, maybe.
And then I also went with another song that I've loved for a while. Probably my favorite song off that album. I went "South Australia" by the Pogues off of "If I Should Fall from Grace with God."
That's a good one. So wait, are those aren't all mine, right?
No, 3 of the 5.
3 to 5. Okay, yeah. 3 to 5. And let me see. I think 3 of my 5 are actually off of yours as well. So not no particular order in this, but my first one, just because this song just has stuck with me since I fucking heard it and is still in my head. Vampire Weekend, Oxford Comma.
Nice.
Great fucking song. Like that, and I was going back and forth between that and Walcott or Wilcott or whatever the fuck that
Walcott,
other Walcott. Yeah. But I went with Oxford Comma. So it's a little more you know,
because I fucking about Oxford Comma.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the greatest fucking line, and especially like for me, like having some like, you know, personal experience with the English Nazis and grammar Nazis. It's just like the fucking line, who gives a fuck about an Oxford Comma? It's like, yes, who fucking cares about it?
Fuck that Oxford.
Yes, fuck that Oxford Comma. My number 2, which I don't think this is going to be a surprise, because I have said this is actually one of, like, after hearing the song, it instantly became one of my, like, actually all-time favorite songs, is Taylor Swift, Betty.
Yeah.
Fucking love that
song.
song.
I was thinking about adding that to mine.
Yeah. Then my number 3 is from Manchester Orchestra, The Neighborhood is Bleeding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a really good one. I really did like that album. That was probably up there as, like, you know, like if we on the bonus episodes, if we did like 5, or like Manchester Orchestra probably would have made it in there. But I beat out, but Boxcar Racer beat it out, man.
I talked about it on my solo episode. I was super shocked when you threw Boxcar Racer on the list. I don't know why, but I was fully expecting Wonder Years from yours.
That would have been another one. Like if we expanded it, probably would have you know, maybe made it into a top 5 of your albums as well. But it's funny you say that, because my 4th song is Hey Thanks from the Wonder Years.
There you go.
From the Upsides. It's a really, really good song. It's definitely that album in general is a really good album. I really like, I talked about, I liked how it had like the local references to Philadelphia, and like I was in all those places or at all those places, and the sound that they had was like a really, like, that just from that episode that Tom the country heartthrob deemed me the godfather of Philly emo. So I wear that badge with pride, since I don't have the big D like Adam does. The big D. Yeah, it's a shame.
Did I tell you, it really annoyed me because it was hanging from my rearview mirror, and it was backwards, and I had to fix it. It's bugging the shit out of me.
And then I couldn't, you know, for my number 5, I cannot, like, even though you said it was your least favorite album, you fucking dickhead, how could you talk so badly about the wonderful singer of the songs, Mr. Barry Manilow? I have on here Weekend in New England is my 5th one there. So since you started with your favorites, I'm going to start with my least favorites.
If it makes you feel better, Barry Manilow is not on my least favorite songs.
Well, there you go. I actually was kind of expecting Barry Manilow to be.
I was thinking about it, but
okay,
I don't want to give him any more time, breath.
Oh man, that's so, Jesus Christ, man. It's Barry Manilow. It's Barry fucking Manilow. He's amazing. All right, so my 5 least songs from season 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 of the 5 are from your albums too.
Okay, because all of mine are from yours.
Okay, all right, cool. I think, you know, how could I not start off with my least favorite without having Say Anything on there? So it's Every Man Has a Molly is my one of my least.
That's fully expected.
Yep. Another piece of shit album that you had on there was from Postal Service, and so Brand New Colony ends up on my 5 least.
It is probably one of the weakest songs on that album.
Yep. And so this one is off mine, which I'll be surprised if it's. Oh wait, you told me your whatever. Okay, so I am a little surprised. You don't know my 5. I know your 5. That's right. I was a little surprised that this actually did not end up, and this band didn't end up on your list. The Hooters, Graveyard Waltz.
Honestly, like, I had thought about it, but like the second we stopped recording the episode for the Hooters, I completely forgot everything about the Hooters. Like, that album was so inconsequential to me that, like, it's gone. I could not tell you. I couldn't. If you played me one of the songs on that album right now, I'd be like, "Oh, what's this?"
Okay, all right. Oh, there you go. There you go. My number 4, and this comes in now. Granted, I like the album. It's from Bob Dylan. Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. That song. I just didn't like that song, and like that's generally when I was listening. That's the one where I said where Regina was like, I think she was on like an indifferent tip, almost to hating it the last time we were playing, because like that song came on and she started getting, I was like, let me just turn it off. And so I just kept turning it off, because that's just it's long and it's boring. And so that's my number 4. My number 5, so I had a little bit of an issue with this, because I had on the episode I had a least favorite, and a dishonorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start, and it's not ending up on the playlist, but the album is Adele 21.
Okay.
So I originally had Rumor Has It as my least favorite, but that was my dishonorable mention.
Just think this could be the weirdest fucking
It
playlist.
is. It's going to be like a really weird playlist. But Rumor Has It was on it, but like I ended up going back and watching like that clip of the episode just to see like, oh, is that really what I do? And I realized like, no. So I actually kind of don't hate Rumor Has It. I just hate the bridge of Rumor Has It. So it's not going to end up here. So that was my dishonorable mention on the episode for that reason as well. But I'm going with He Won't Go, because it's that smooth jazz Spyro Gyro fucking just bullshit that like I can't. Yeah, it's just such a bad song. Which, yeah, I don't know, and like I guess apparently it should have been on your top 5.
It wasn't my. Well, I think
no, I'm
no.
playlist.
If I remember correctly, it was both on mine and Katai's
yes,
top 3 for the album.
Yes. So but no, so it is going to be a very interesting playlist here, especially as we're talking about our least. But we've always said all along that, you know, our least favorite may be the best song on like a shitty album.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, go on. What are your 5 least favorites?
I have Plain Song by
Okay.
The Cure. I was trying to think back, and I feel like I remember this one having the longest intro, so I put that.
But it's like so great. You get the wind chimes.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Great. Wind chimes. Just what everybody wants.
Everybody wants wind chimes, man.
I got One Tree Hill by U2 off of Joshua Tree.
All right, so I'll give you that to the sense that it's probably one of the weaker songs on that album. But I think there's weaker songs than that. And I don't know why you don't love Joshua Tree.
I just don't like U2.
I might throw Joshua Tree on season 2 just to fuck with you again.
If you remember correctly, my top songs on Joshua Tree were the songs that to me sounded least like U2.
That is true. Yeah. I forget exactly what, but I remember you saying that.
No.
So, all right, well, go on.
I have This Town by Elvis Costello.
Okay.
Off of Spike. Again, it's another album where like I just remember like listening to it and going like, cool, when's Veronica coming on?
About 4 or 5 songs in.
in. World in My Eyes off of Depeche Mode. I'm not a goth kid having sex in a movie, so I don't need Depeche Mode Violator.
You know, no, we need Depeche Mode Violator in our lives. That's what I'm saying. You guys fucking all 3 trashed that album. And like Kristen like turned her back on me, fucking stabbed me. Yeah. She's like, I don't hate this album. That was Kristen. That was my Kristen imitation there.
If I close my eyes, do it again. Oh my god, I thought Kristen was sitting right next to us.
No, it's just my impression of Kristen.
I thought you were going to start talking about German stuff.
Yes.
Rabbits.
Guten Tag.
Yeah. And then my last song on the list is it Back At or Back To? Back to the Rocking Horse.
Back to the Rocking
Horse off of Poison, Open Up and Say Ah. I just remember when listening to the album, like this song, I was like, they're bitching that like, oh, it's so hard having cocaine and hookers all day.
Dude, okay, listen, do you know how difficult that is to deal with?
No,
it's
but I'll bet you it's a, you know, what do they say is like the worst day of fishing is still better than the best day of wine. I was like, so the worst day of cocaine and hookers is still the best day of everything else.
It could be. Actually, I wouldn't know. We'd have to ask Brian. Brian?
Yeah.
You're out. Yeah.
I'll there's a sip.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Drop.
There you go. So that's no, it's a good list. It's a good list. I don't totally disagree with all of your least favorites, but no, so this is going to be a very, very interesting and eclectic playlist that we're putting out there. We're just doing one playlist. It's going to be called the Country Hipster Playlist. It's going to have 20 songs on it.
Swear to fucking God, if you don't stop fucking putting chihuahuas in the goddamn cooler, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
I'm hoping that just one day you just reach down and like grab it and open it.
Just don't even look.
Don't even look. And just like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. Oh,
I've learned because you're untrustworthy.
I think it's going to be a constant thing that you're just going to have to deal with the chilada in the cooler for every episode.
It's fucking disgusting.
I got to do something with that fucking 12-pack I bought.
Who was it that was over? Was it Tom? Tom said he likes the chilada.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't take any.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So at any rate, so we will have this up on Spotify. We will have it up on Apple Music as well as YouTube. So you can just search the Country Hipster Playlist. And I don't know if I can actually hook it up to the podcast pages with the exception of the YouTube. So I have to see how that works out. So you might have to just like look for it or go with one of the links that we have in the comments on the or the description. We'll have the links in the description on the podcast, because every podcast has a little description. I write a little like 50-word thing, majiggy, bunch of hashtags and shit.
A little love note.
And we'll go from there. So that's it. This is bonus episode number 3. Like I said, we might, depends. Excuse me. Goddamn. Depends on how it goes. We may or may not have a bonus episode number 4. But at any rate, season 2 is coming at you very soon. Yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else? All right, cool.
Check out the playlist.
Check out the playlist. All right, cool. We got you. Here we go. If there's anything to lose, I'm gonna take the lead.